Everybody's here. Okay. Good morning and welcome to our Board of Commissioners meeting. This is Tuesday, August 26th, and we're happy to have you all here. At this time, I'll call the meeting to order, and we will start with our invocation and pledge by Reverend Tony Elder from the Wesley Community Fellowship. Hey, how are you?
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this beautiful day that you've given us today. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for the freedoms we have in our countries, including the freedom to be able to be involved in our government. We thank you for Rockdale County and pray that you might help us all to work together to make it an even better place to live and to work and to raise our families. Thank you for those who are willing to serve in positions of leadership. We pray that you'll direct them as they carry out their duties. And thank you for concerned citizens who are willing to get involved in the process. And now, Lord, we pray specifically for this meeting that your will might be done. We know that you're concerned not just with what we do, but with how we do it. So we pray that you will direct in the decisions that are made, the plans that are brought forth, and that you might be pleased in the way we conduct ourselves and the way the business is conducted. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. At this time, we have special recognitions and presentations this morning, and we're going to start with the 2025 Spring Achievement Awards. So, Director Holmes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Madam Chair, Commissioners. We are super excited this morning to recognize 11 individuals for their outstanding accomplishments as they have participated and completed several achievements throughout this year. Rockdale County supports professional development through continuing education through our Rockdale University platform, which includes tuition reimbursement, certification programs, and leadership development opportunities for our employees, which allows them to continue to provide exceptional service for the citizens of Rockdale County. We have one slide that I would like to put up, and we're going to show the individuals. It's going to play one of my favorite songs when it comes to achievement, so I hope you guys can hear it. If not, I'm going to have to sing it for you. So let's see if they can play the song. No. Pomp and circumstance.
I was looking forward to you singing.
Oh. So I can definitely sing it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, as I stated, 11 individuals, and what you'll see again, and I stated that they not only started but achieved all of the accomplishments that we're going to talk about today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call them up one by one. I do want them to come up and stay up. We're going to have them line up here. Commissioners, I definitely want you guys to come down. We're going to do a group photo. I will announce what the achievements that they've actually achieved, so we will call them up one by one. The very first one I'm going to call up is going to be Miss Olandria Bings, who works in our Parks and Recreation Department. Olandria has completed the NACO High Performance Leadership Academy. This is a master's certification that she has completed, so if we can have a round of applause for Miss Olandria Bings. Certification, and if Olandria, if you can stand up there. The next person we're going to call up, who also has completed our NACO High Performance Leadership Master Certificate Program, and that's going to be Ms. Tahara Wilson, also from Parks and Recreation. This next group of individuals, we had 5 individuals who completed Leadership Rockdale this year, so super excited about this group as well. We're going to start with a lot from Parks and Recreation, you guys. LaVonda Burton, Parks and Recreation, Leadership Rockdale. And I know when it comes to these leadership classes, they like to say they're the best class. Is that what you guys like to say? Also completing Leadership Rockdale, this is from our water department, Miss Kelly Foster, class of 2025. The Leadership Rockdale, class of 2025 from my department, Ms. Chantal Hunt from Human Resources. Leadership Rockdale, this year, 2025, from the Sheriff's Office, Mr. Jeff Peak. He is here this morning as well. Also completing the Leadership Rockdale class of 2025. She is not here this morning, so her classmates will celebrate her in her honor. She is out today, and that is Director Sharon Webb, who was the 2025 participant. Now we have from our water department, they completed the project management professional, the PMP certification. We're going to start with Mr. Jerome Hawkins, who completed his project management professional PMP. Then our very own Director Kimberly Peak, also completing the project management certification. And Miss Melissa Pugh, and I saw her, who is servicing over in our senior center, expert rating yoga instructor. She completed a certification. Miss Melissa Pugh, if she can come on up. Congratulations. And then we have on here, last but not least, and she completed through our tuition reimbursement program, she has completed a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Also coming out of Parks and Recs, you guys, this morning, Miss Aaliyah Jackson, if she can come on up. So I would like our commissioners to come down. We do want to do a photo, so I guess at this point, I don't know how we're going to do this. We're going to come in front of the podium. But just again, wanted to say congratulations to all of our Achievement Award winners this morning. I definitely wanted to make sure that come in closer. And I don't know how we're going to do this. They would like for you guys to come in front of the podium. So I'm going to move out of the way, but I would like you guys to come in front of the podium. There's a cord attached to it.
Yeah, it moves.
Okay. Push it back so now you guys come in front.
Okay.
Now,
No.
oh, you were going to leave it up?
Just force.
Okay. Can we wait for just a second?
I just want to thank all the recipients for
wait.
your hard work.
Before we leave this morning, can we wait for just a moment? Just a quick second. Hold on. No, we can just wait. Okay.
I
Thank
just
you.
wanted to take a moment to thank everybody that was acknowledged today. I appreciate you going above and beyond and for pursuing excellence in the work that you do. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, at this time, we'll have a presentation from the Boys and Girls Club on their Quarter 2 report.
Good morning, Madam Chair,
Good morning.
Commissioners, and the citizens of Rockdale County. My name is Libby Saylor Wright, and I have the privilege of being the president and the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Metro Atlanta. We are super excited to be with you today, and we thank you for your leadership and your support. We have a few slides that we'll share in brief so that everybody can move forward. If we can go to the next slide, please. I think most of you know that our mission is to make sure that we are creating safe, inclusive and engaging spaces for kids and children around the area. And we've been able to do that effectively in our Barksdale Club. What we're trying to do is make sure that we have future-ready kids. So when they leave us, they are ready to go into college or careers that are meaningful for them and helpful for the communities that we serve. If you go to the next slide. We are in 25 clubs and Camp Kiwanis, which is north of here, 160 beautiful acres along the Broad River, and we're in 9 counties, but of course the most important county is Rockdale, right?
That's right.
And the Barksdale Club. If you go to the next slide. We serve over 8,000 kids per year between our after-school programming and also our summer program. We are there during those critical out-of-camp and out-of-school hours. And so necessarily, we want to make sure that we're there. More than half of our households have a $30,000 or less income, and about three-quarters of our household are single parents. So we are very critical to the opportunity and to the engagement with our young people. And next slide. This one, I think, is really, really important, because what we want to do is impact more kids more often, right? And in order to be able to do so, we're doing that in a little bit of a different way. So while many of our clubs are traditional, like Barksdale, we do have the opportunity to work with partnerships in schools, with the government partnerships, Police Foundation, as you see, and in rec centers to make sure that we're touching more children. So that is our goal, to make sure that we are there for the children that need us. And I will tell you that the community is absolutely in need. So with that, I am going to turn it over now to Bobby, who will give you a little bit more details about our programming.
Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Bobby Dunn. I am a Senior Regional Director, and I have the privilege of working with the club here in Rockdale County. If you can go to the next slide. I want to share with you guys a little bit about our formula for impact. This is basically how we make a positive impact in youth lives. The first thing, as Libby just mentioned, we're looking for kids that need us most and need our services the most, and provide those opportunities. Secondly, we have a positive club experience. How do we do that? One thing I want to start off with, and we made this change about 3 years ago, is investing in our people that are working directly with the kids. So we've been very intentional about our leadership and staff practices and our training for them. So we're gonna make sure we're putting the best people in front of our kids every single day to drive those outcomes. Next is our 5 key elements, which 5 key elements of programming. You're looking for stuff like giving kids a sense of belonging, setting expectations and holding them accountable, recognizing them for what they do, for their achievements, big or small, giving them an opportunity to have youth voice and have an impact in their club and in their community. The third thing, is a combination of high yield activities and very targeted programs. So giving them an opportunity to just play and be kids, but also be very targeted to drive our outcomes. And then the last thing, which is probably the most important of all, is regular attendance. If we can get a kid, it shows that if we can get a kid at least 3 days a week throughout the course of the year, we have a much greater impact in driving our outcomes as opposed to those kids that come every once in a while. And then our priority outcomes, we have 3 buckets, we would like to call it. It's academic success, healthy lifestyles, and character and leadership. You can go to the next slide. This is an example of some of the things within those buckets and how we drive those programs. These are our targeted programs for the youth. So in academic success, we have things like STEM programming and homework help. One thing I do want to point out is we added a couple years ago tutoring. Not tutoring from a random volunteer off the street, but tutoring from teachers. Every club has been able to hire 2 teachers to work with the kids, very small group, 2 to 5 kids at a time, that's it. So we're very intentional about driving those that need the academic assistance most. Character and leadership, we have small group activities that drive it. We get them involved in county politics. We get them involved in creating positive impact in the community as well as in their club, and definitely driving those 21st century skills in the youth. And then healthy lifestyles, drug and alcohol awareness, having sports teams that they can learn and be healthy. We have gardening and cooking clubs to learn how to go farm to table and learn how to cook for themselves. And then wrapping it all up is our college and career readiness program. So within all of this for all ages, it's about educating them, and then it's about giving them opportunities to explore, developing skills, and then giving them the opportunity to apply them through placement in internships or jobs. With that being said, that's kind of a nutshell, quick wrap up, but I would like to introduce Ms. Terry Walker-Moore, who is our executive director out here at the Rockdale Club, to give you a little more information about the Rockdale Club specifically and the outcomes there.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. Thank you all for having us this morning. Next slide. But I have 3 full-time staff that work with me directly, 14 part-time staff that work with me permanent through the after-school and the seasonal. We have a great partnership with Rockdale County school system that provide transportation, that helps with the kids to make sure that they are coming to the club. Next slide. One of the these are a host of programs, but one of the main programs I want to highlight is esports. We got a grant from our Boys and Girls Club of America for esports. So esports is an opportunity for young people to create jobs. I didn't know you could make money on esports and gaming. I was like, I'm in the wrong profession. But we have our primary instructors that work with the kids throughout Metro Atlanta. They're able to do gaming across the network and also across the country. Another thing that we do great is our workforce development. We provide youth volunteer opportunities so that they can get hours for community service for graduation, and we also provide jobs. We hire 3 young people during the summer that they're able to work either at my club or they're able to work at Camp Kiwanis. Rockdale kids love the camp. We've had 4 young people that worked there this summer that worked with me last year, but they wanted to work at camp. We also have alumni that come back, and they are leaders now. They're primary instructors at Camp Kiwanis. So we're very proud of that. Next slide. We served over 420 kids this school year, 420. And out of that 420, 152 was teenagers, 13 to 18 years old. And they came 2 to more times a week. You know, teens have very busy schedules. And for them to come on a weekly basis, they feel a sense of belonging. It's a safe place. And one of the things they said, it's like a second home for them. So we are so continuing to impact Rockdale. We also had over 140 youth that received homework help. Also 95 kids that participated in our Keystone Torch Club, Sister Circle, Journeys to Pathways, Passport to Manhood. So we're touching all of that. You know, our kids are dealing with trauma. Trauma bonding is well known among the kids. Kids that have trauma bond with other kids. So one of the things we are aware of our emotional wellness and making sure that our kids are getting that help that they need, whether referrals or whether the small groups that we had so that they can speak among themselves and they feel safe. Also, our health and lifestyle. Over 250 kids participated in some type of health and lifestyle. We had a partnership with the Major League Baseball and the Atlanta Braves and Boys and Girls Club of America. They invested in Rockdale Club. If you have not seen this field, you need to bring your glove and bring your bat so that you can hit a home run. It's the state-of-the-art lights, new scoreboard, new field. They did it for the All-Star Week, and they're wanting to bring baseball into communities where kids don't often get that opportunity. But anyway, I'm going to round up because our president is coming, Darryl Hall. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam
Good
Chair,
morning.
Commissioners. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to come in to give account for what we've done with your generosity and how we've done our level best to match and meet that generosity. I'm here to talk about the money, not because I'm a preacher, but because I'm the board chair for the Boys and Girls Club. And my job is to help to raise money. Earlier this year, you guys gave us commitment of $100,000. And I don't know how that could have impacted you politically, but I want to impress upon you that it's helped us in a very practical way to bring goodness into the life of hundreds of young people. Thank you for risking your necks. Thank you for giving us an ear. Thank you for what you endured in order to help us meet our goals. When we came into this year, our previous CEO informed us that the Rockdale Club had been supported heavily by downtown Atlanta and that we needed to do more work in Rockdale for Rockdale to support its own club. And so we were grateful to answer the call, but I want you to understand that your generosity helped give us the momentum we need. To the $100,000 that you gave, we've added more than $100,000. And I want to give you some numbers real quick. We've been able to raise in June, up until June, $98,000 from the business community alone.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you. They're saying
Please.
behind you, next slide, but it's behind the screens back there. So you have to say the magic words, next slide.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just ran right into it. Who's
So
controlling the
passionate.
slides? Go to this one. Keep going.
Keep going.
This one. Stop right there. Thank you,
Okay.
Jennifer. My apologies.
You are so welcome.
I stand corrected.
Sorry, guys.
All right, so to the $100,000 that you gave us the momentum to add to it, and we are already at a record-breaking fundraising year. We've been able to raise $98,000 from the business community. We've been able to raise $17,500 from churches, and our fundraising event this past weekend that we invited you to, 2 of you were able to come, and Madam Chair, you sent Jennifer in your place. We were able to exceed our goal there of the $22,000 fundraising initiative there. So to the $100,000 you gave, we've added upwards of $125,000 of money that were raised. On top of the $250,000 investment from the Braves, we're close to $500,000 now of money that's been given to the club that we did not have last year. I have the privilege, or you could call it the burden, of seeing this this fundraising dashboard every month. And there are line items where we have a goal for each line item. Up until this year, the government line item has always been 0%. You have blown that out of the water by risking your necks to give us that $100,000. But what you did was give us the momentum, not just for your line item to be at 450%, but for the business line item and the civic line item, so that we could leverage the story that the Board of Commissioners has supported the club. And so we need your help. And it's helped us to blow each line item out of the water. And here we are in August with 3 months to go. And I think we're going to have a record-breaking year. Thank you for your generosity. And also, every brown penny that you committed and every brown penny that's been raised in the Rockdale County has stayed in Rockdale County. This money is not leaving the Rockdale Club to go support clubs in the other 8 counties. We've already established that Rockdale is the only county that matters. And so every brown penny that you gave and that we've raised is staying right here in Rockdale. And we are grateful that you've allowed us to give you account for what you gave us so many months ago. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you take a moment to read those sponsors
I can.
for us? And,
So these
and
are just
I hope
some.
it will encourage other corporations in the community and individuals who are passionate about the work that you're doing to also work with you.
Please.
So,
And you can
yes.
find me at the Way Community Church.
Yes.
My name
Yes.
is Darryl Hall. If you want to give any money to the Boys and Girls Club, I'm not hard to find. So some of our sponsors are listed. Not all of them, but let me thank you for giving me the chance to read them. Springfield Baptist Church gave $15,000. Regions Bank, Green River Builders, T.A. Smith, who's an attorney, S.A. Good Sale Development, Platinum Key Realty, Gregory B. Levitt and Sons Funeral Home and Crematory, who we just honored Mr. Levitt for his generosity since 1999. He's been a consistent giver.
Very nice.
The Way Community Church, where I pastor, has given $3,500. Real Estate Atlanta LLC, Kenny Hill Realty, and we had an anonymous donor give us $50,000 in one check. Those are not all, but those are some of our donors. And our goal to end the year is to have a thank you luncheon, which you'll be invited to, which we'll host at the club. And we intend to invite everyone who's given a few dollars or a bunch of money, plus you, just to say thank you as we enter the holiday season.
Thank you very
Yes, ma'am.
much. And I appreciate getting to see all of you today.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Our
you.
delight. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. All right. At this time, we have our UGA Extension Service staff introductions and community garden update.
He's a little taller than me, so. All right. Good morning, Madam Chair and
Good
Commissioners. I also have the privilege of talking about something that will build up our community this morning. But I have to be careful because we do have a bid out, so I'm going to be precise with my words this morning. A few years ago, I think it dates back to before Brittany, back to Julian Macy when she was the UGA agent for Rockdale County. We partnered up with her to create a demonstration garden out at Parker Road. The demonstration garden was manned by the master gardeners. They begged, borrowed, I won't say stole, but they begged and borrowed to raise money. They put little elements on there. Their goal was to be able to raise different types of crops that they have then donated. And I think there's a sign out there that says how much they've been able to donate to the local food bank. So I'll let them talk about that. But they were a little bit limited. To grow, you have to have water, good dirt, power, and shade. So over the years, we've been able to do small improvements. They created what they call a high tunnel. It's a little greenhouse out there. We brought water and power over there as well so that they didn't have to use buckets. But they were limited, and what they were missing is the amenities for the public to be engaged in this. So a couple years ago, we applied for a grant from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and the goal was to create an area for the public to come learn about the different plants that they were using for food, medicinal plantings, and to have an area where there's educational opportunities, training, things like that. So the grant, again, I'm going to be careful. There is a RFP out currently. It's due back September 11th, and it is entirely funded by the USDA grant. That's 100%. There's no match for the county. And the items that are listed on there are essentially to dress up the entrance, to provide better signage, and to have some structures and some irrigation, raised planting beds, things like that, to better engage the public so that they can be, so that they can be involved in the process, to make it truly less of an internal demonstration garden and more of a community garden that we can have engagement on that. So that bid is currently out. So I hope that all the bidders and construction people will bid on that. And so what I'm going to do is I'll introduce Philip Hensley from University of Georgia, and he can introduce himself and talk about the programs they'll be using. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Philip Hensley, the department head for the Cooperative Extension Services in partnership with the county as well as UGA. And with me today, I have Miss Alexis Alexander, who is our new community garden program assistant that was created out of the happenings of the renovations happening at the community garden space there. As Director Hammer did a great job kind of summarizing what's gone on at the community garden space or the par garden space for the last, it's been over 15 years, I believe, at this point. But we're very excited. I know Alexis has been busy already building relationships and collaborations. And we've already kind of made some mental notes, even with folks that have been here this morning, over potential partners to help us expand with some of the programming there. As he mentioned before, the current state of the garden, it's volunteer led. We rely a lot on our master gardener volunteers we oversee and can help with different projects and education and things like that. But it's not so much of a public space, so to speak. It's, there's an 8-foot fence around it and things like that, mostly for the mission that it originally being created for donating fresh produce to local partners and things. The number escapes my head, but I know it was well over 2 tons of fresh produce that they donated within the past season, growing season, and actually currently now. Our high tunnel is kind of trending down in production and whatnot, and we've kind of been on a holding pattern until we really get a grasp on what we're able to see in the future. But where the gears are already rolling and the thoughts have already, we've got our project wall in the office of the programming we're hoping to add with our new wellness spaces and public spaces, sensory gardens, things like that we're hoping to add in the future, whether it's in a year's time or even, able to add on in the months even after that. So for that, I'm basically if y'all had any questions as far as what other plans we hope to have and things, I'm happy to answer anything. But basically, we're ecstatic to have the opportunity to see this space kind of rejuvenated in a sense. We'll still have the plant to row spaces in about half the amount of area that it currently sits in right now, but it's honestly it's so large it's kind of hard to manage it all at one time. So having this public space, education space, there's so many little tags we've kind of tagged. I mean, there's so much potential here for programming that we don't currently have the means to have right now in the current layout, but with the future, the way it's plotted in the future and the way the partners we've already been able to establish relationships with and programs that we've even done in other areas surrounding counties and things like that in the past that we can duplicate here now.
Okay.
For our
Can you
our
share
folks
your
here.
phone number that if people are interested, they could reach out and contact
Absolutely.
you or Alexis, either one?
Absolutely. Let's see here. It is 770-278-7373 that's the main office number, and that you can get to either one of us from that point as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right. And next we have a presentation from for the Enterprise Vehicle Replacement Program.
I get to do a 2-for-1 today. So,
Stand.
and again, we do have some drawings and everything for the RFP out on the website. I didn't have some slides, mainly because it is out to bid. So, so the next one I have is the Enterprise Vehicle Replacement Program. If you recall, during our budget presentations, you asked a lot of questions about the leasing program. What are the advantages? What are the cost savings? How does that work? And although I did my best, I think I did utterly fail in really representing all the different aspects of that and all the advantages. So that's why Enterprise is here today. So I'll just introduce Ms. Catherine Farber and Shaquille Riley, and they're going to give a presentation that gives a much more comprehensive look at what we're attempting to do in the county.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Commissioners. Thank you for the citizens of Rockdale. Thank you guys for taking the time to meet with me today. My name is Shaquille Riley. I'm the Client Strategy Manager over your account. I've been over the account since November 2022 when we first kind of collaborated and came together. So we've done a lot of great things for the county, especially from a safety perspective, efficiency perspective. So we definitely want to keep that rolling. I am accompanied by Catherine Farber, who's our area manager. So yeah, we can jump into it. If you guys have any questions, obviously, let me know. It'd be next slide, please. So this is briefly what we'll go through, just Enterprise, our Enterprise network, some of our partnerships. We'll talk strategy from a financial perspective. We'll look at capital budgets, operating expenses, and kind of go from there. So next slide. So just to give you a little bit of background about Enterprise Mobility, most people know us as Enterprise Rent-A-Car, but we're definitely more than that. In 2007, We actually acquired National and Alamo, which are some of the airport brands that you typically see. Those are our rental network. In 2009, we rebranded from Enterprise Rent-A-Car to Enterprise Holdings. And lastly, in 2023, we rebranded to Enterprise Mobility. And kind of the thought process is anything mobility related, anything transportation related, we should be able to assist. That's why we have, a ton of different avenues there. So I always like to joke, we have Enterprise Exotics. If you guys are looking for a Camaro or something like that, or a G-Wagon, let me know. We'll be able to assist with that. But kind of next slide, we have some animations in here too. But Enterprise Fleet Management came about in 1992. And our goal is to help small, medium, large size fleet from a recommendation perspective, cut costs and reduce costs. And I'll kind of talk about that later in the presentation. So next slide, please. So I want to give you a background or a little bit of background about our enterprise account team. We are backed not just by myself. I'm obviously the account manager on the account, but we have a huge and large team that is present. We have our national service department. We have our business rental department. So if a vehicle goes down from a repair and you guys need a rental car, we make that process as easy as possible. We have multiple, again, different avenues and streamlines to help and assist from a transportation perspective. The main people that are going to be on your account is, like I said, myself and Roche, who's going to be the account fleet coordinator. She's responsible for everything registration, license, titling. And again, my role specifically, just so you know, is going to be everything related to forecasting, strategy behind your fleet, which vehicles do we choose from a total cost to own and operate. I look at resale, so when to pull vehicles out the fleet and putting a plan or a proactive plan in place to lower the cost of you guys operating your vehicles. So next slide, please. So we have just some key objectives and some things that we'll tackle throughout the partnership. We obviously want to reduce the total cost and impact to your fleet budget. So by cycling out vehicles at the right time, we can put money back into the county. Eliminate unsafe vehicles, which is a huge thing that we'll talk about from a safety perspective, looking at the age of your vehicles and different parameters. We'll obviously, by cycling out vehicles, we reduce maintenance costs, we reduce operational costs, which is your fuel, your maintenance, and downtime. We'll also look at, increase the value that you get back at term. So like I said, we'll talk a lot about resale, but more of it, you can do next slide, please, the kind of animations that pop in. The overall goal is to reduce the total cost of your fleet and put $1.5 million back into your pockets. So that is our ultimate goal, is to, again, reduce costs, restructure again, and again, provide some safe vehicles into the county of Rockdale. So next slide, please. These are some of our government partners that we have already. A lot of these are actually accounts that I manage. I know Doreen works very close with Viewpoint Health, is on the board. That is one of our clients as well. But I do manage City of Stone Mountain, Franklin County, City of Monroe. A lot of these are listed here. So I want to give you some quick stats just in regards to our government space right now. So we manage just over 2,500 clients on the enterprise fleet management program. From a government perspective, we manage close to 2 million vehicles. In the Southeast, 489 clients. In the state of Georgia, 95. Our retention rate is 96%. And then from our oldest partner perspective, City of Scottsdale is our oldest partner at 1998. And then Nova Southeast University, we work with technical colleges, we work with community service boards, so we work with a bunch of different government entities. And we've been doing that for a long time. So next slide, please. So yeah, just want to go high level as far as like the holistic approach to fleet management and what we offer. Obviously, we put everything into 2 buckets. Next slide, please. So what we look at is your depreciation, so what you're buying your vehicle for versus what you're selling it for, right? That is your capital budget. Next slide, please. The other bucket is going to be your maintenance and your fuel costs, right? And that's going to be your operating budget. So what we do is, again, we look at it in 2 buckets. You have your capital budget, your operating expense. If we kind of break it down easy, if you have $500,000 for your capital budget, $300,000 for your operating expenses, if we can reduce your operating expenses by 50%, that puts $150,000 back into your capital budget, right? So that we can bring on new vehicles, cycle out vehicles as well. So next slide, please. This is, again, our thought process, so optimal time to replace. So we see as vehicles depreciate, everyone wants to get closer and closer to paying off that vehicle, right? Because they feel like they don't have a payment anymore, right? That's everybody's end goal. But what we see is operational costs start to go up. So from a fuel perspective, a maintenance perspective, we start to see this increase, right? That's when your transmission blows out. That's when your engine, falls apart, all the cases. So we've identified an optimal time to replace. The optimal time to replace for us is 100,000 miles. So this could be different from the sheriff's department. I know I've talked to the sheriff's department before. They do a lot of heavy aftermarket equipment. I'm doing police vehicles and sheriff vehicles right now worth $25,000 worth of upfit. Those may be extended out to a 6 or 7 year period just because we want to take full advantage of the aftermarket equipment. Before your regular vehicles, we want to cycle those out at about 4 to 5 years. And again, if you're doing 20,000 miles a year, that'll be 5 years. 25,000 miles a year, we will do 4 years as far as a cycle plan. But our goal is to resell that vehicle at the right time, and that puts about 40 to 50% back into a replacement vehicle. And then obviously we cut the cost, right, because we're going to put that on the 60-month term, right? So if we, for quick math, right, if a vehicle is $40,000, we resell a vehicle that we're going to put into the replacement, right? We're going to essentially be rolling $25,000 or $15,000 into a vehicle. We drop your cost from $40,000 to $25,000, and again put that on a 60-month term, right? That shortens your monthly payment, right? So you go from anywhere from $400 to $500 in a monthly payment. If you look at that against your maintenance expenses, it is very cost savvy to do that, and again, it provides more vehicles into the hands of Rockdale County. So, next slide, please. And again, this is what you guys are doing today. Next slide, too. Sorry, it's going to. So this is where we are today as far as holding vehicles. So right now, the average age of vehicles in Rockdale's fleet is about 8 years. So obviously, you know, another sector on, right? And we're talking about additional 4 years. So next slide, please. So this is going to be your fleet profile. So total fleet size today, 241. We have a total fleet value of a little shy of $5 million. Next slide, please. Right now, what we're targeting is we're going to be looking at vehicles that are over 100,000 miles, and again, vehicles that are aged, right? So if we look at your average age of your fleet, again, 7.9 years, which is really 8 years. Your average holding period right now, which we've actually cleaned up. We've taken on about 95 new vehicles, so that definitely helped with the average age. Before, when we took over the fleet, the age of the vehicles was about 11 years. Now we have about 8 years, right? And we still want to, you know, decrease that from a safety perspective. So the average holding period is 12.6 years again, and your average annual acquisitions is about 20. So if we do the math on that, 20 divided by your fleet size, it would take you guys an average about 12.6 years to cycle out of your entire fleet. And from what I know, why we partnered in the first place was you wanted to put your vehicles on a 5-year cycle. So a little bit cleaner, a little bit effective fleet, efficient fleet versus, again, running vehicles for 13 years, right? So that kind of drums me up into our next slide, which is going to be talking about safety. So right now in the county of Rockdale, 39 vehicles are older than a 2010. Next slide, please. As far as technology introduced in 2012, we had advanced airbag systems, so those vehicles don't have that. Next slide, please. Lane departure warning was introduced in 2012. Next slide, please. And between the years of 2010 and 2015, there are 78 vehicles. So those don't have rear automatic braking, which was introduced in 2016. Next slide, please. Blind spot detection, backup camera, and so on and so forth. Next slide, please. Forward collision warning plus auto brake was introduced in 2018 as well. So, and you can keep going. Next slide, please. 156 vehicles are between the 2015 and 2020 timeframe. So, I mean, again, right now, it's 2025, right? We're about to enter into 2026. Some of these vehicles, especially the ones in the 2010 timeframe, I mean, those are 1999s, 2005, certain vehicles. Those are 20 years old. So the biggest thing is if something happens to someone while they're driving that vehicle, like what is kind of the next step and what does that look like from a liability perspective? So we definitely want to clean up the fleet. And the next slide, please. Even with those vehicles that are between 2015 and 2020, buckle to drive, all these other technology packages were introduced, right? Most of these were introduced in 2022. So definitely an opportunity to clean up fleet. Next slide, please. And I'll kind of shift a little bit to this is how we kind of tackle that. One of our biggest areas of opportunity is through factory ordering. So factory ordering is a little bit different than going out of stock, right, and going to get a vehicle off of a dealer lot. So we go directly through the manufacturer. We work with them on incentives and try to get you guys the most value back for your vehicles, right? So when we're talking about factory ordering, if you look at it just year over year, and if you look at, the ball in the green, we've saved about $5.8K, right? Close to $6,000 when we cycle out vehicles. Based on your fleet size right now, you guys have about 241 vehicles. So if we put that on a 5-year cycle, that looks like about 48 vehicles per year that we would want to cycle out. So if we're talking about 48 vehicles, time around $6,000, if we factory order vehicles, that's a total of $288,000 that goes back in your pocket just from factory ordering and not going off of a dealer's lot. So that is our main thing and what we want to do, and that is what saves from a cost perspective when we talk about acquisition. Next slide, please. So this is honestly a really, really good time that we're meeting right now. Order banks have just opened, so we have transitioned from 2025 to 2026 model year, so a lot of vehicles have closed. The F-150 right now isn't open. That one opens. I know you guys typically do a lot of F-150, so that should be opening here in September. But our goal is to get in front of these manufacturers and place orders as soon as possible because we've seen price increases already throughout the year. Like Ram, for instance, has increased their pricing 2 times already this year. So we want to get ahead of that. We want to place orders as soon as possible. If you guys are first in line too as well, it helps from a cancellation perspective because we have seen that in the past. So it has gotten a little bit cleaner. When we talk about factory ordering, the vehicle does take anywhere from 3 to 6 months to get here. If we are doing aftermarket, like the Sheriff's Division, we have to account for the aftermarket. Typically takes about a month. We would order the equipment when we factory order the vehicle. But we want to proactively plan out. And again, if we can see, that your vehicle is approaching 100,000 miles in the next 6 months, we can order the vehicle to then land when the vehicle hits 100,000 miles and kind of create a proactive cycle plan. So, next slide, please. I want to talk through just brief high level as far as the funding options that we have and leases that we have. So typically when people hear about our leases, they think about a close-in lease, which I consider more like a rental, right? So you're paying money towards us, you give us the vehicle back when you're done with it, we resell it, right? We take the proceeds from it. You guys are on our equity lease program, which you're paying towards the vehicle, but you get all of the equity back once we sell the vehicle. So that is going to be the difference between the two. We also offer a self-funded financing option, which is really cash. That's going to be not really beneficial for you guys because you guys are working on a budget. So we want you guys to put as many vehicles as you can into your budget, right? Get out of these 40-something odd vehicles that are 2010s or older and, obviously move from that time frame. So next slide, please. So this is kind of what it looks like and how we do it. So from a pay cash perspective, we have a finance option. And then again, what everyone typically goes to is going to be our equity lease model. And this is what it looks like from a vehicle perspective on a budget of $50,000. So next slide, please. And you can kind of just click all the way through. You can keep going. Yep, click, yep. One more, thank you. So yeah, again, paying cash for a $25,000 vehicle per year, you only get 2 vehicles, right, if you're paying cash. On a traditional dealer finance, where you're paying the vehicle all the way down to 0, you only get 10 vehicles, right? In our equity lease program, we're asking you to write the vehicle down to a reduced book value, which will be a remaining unpaid balance. Typically, it's anywhere between $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000, with the intent that we know that we're going to sell the vehicle at the end of term. We're selling the vehicle again at 5 years with 100,000 miles on it. Let's say we can get the vehicle sold for $15,000. That gives you $10,000 in equity, right? That you can roll into a replacement vehicle and then bring down your monthly payment. And that's all we're trying to do is just attack your monthly payment and bring it down as much as possible with the ability to get more vehicles. So, next slide, please. Our remarketing advantage is probably one of the biggest things that we offer. We are backed by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, like we mentioned before, which we sell a ton of vehicles. So we sell close to 1 million vehicles per year. And that is our avenue, right? We want to put money back into your pocket by reselling vehicles. Right now, you guys are currently selling vehicles on Gov Deals. Right, getting $1,500, $500 for whatever you can sell it for. We can flip out of these vehicles a lot earlier and then get that cash back into your pocket, which goes back into your budget. So, just again, a line up our vehicle sales versus a regular fleet management company versus what our clients typically see. We sell vehicles at $3,500 a pop, right? More than you would sell your vehicles for any other fleet management company just because we have those relationships. So, next slide, please. And it just says, again, how we're getting an average of $3,500 help your budget, right, per vehicle sale. So next slide, please. So this is kind of the end, and you can toggle through and just keep going through. That should be it. So again, why people partner and why our government entities partner with Enterprise is, again, to stretch your budget. So again, more vehicles for less funds. We, again, are attacking the 15 vehicles, and we've done an entire analysis. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the 10-year analysis that we've done. So if we need to take extra time to look at that and look at, what we can save over a 10-year period, again, the estimate was about $1.5 million just through cycling out of vehicles and cutting down your operational expenses. And obviously evening out your capital budget, everything from an administrative perspective. We have a data warehouse too as well, where you can kind of see everything from a fuel perspective, your operational costs, your maintenance costs. You can see everything from your lease structure, but it kind of just gives you the ability to kind of put everything in one bucket so you're able to see your expenses. So we do offer that as well. But again, the total cost of ownership, again, lowering your cost is our goal and our ultimate thing that we want to do for the county. So That's
Very
it.
good.
So thank
And
you guys
do
for
you
our
want to
time.
talk about our current contract,
Mm-hmm.
which is about 1.4 million?
1.5 million that we'll be able to save.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions? All right, that
Thank you guys
concludes
for
our
your time.
presentations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you. Thank you, Director Hammer. All right. At this time, we have public comment, and if you have filled out a form and turned it in to our clerk, then we can proceed.
Is
All
there
right.
anyone?
No
I
public
haven't- okay.
comments at this time.
All right.
All right. So we will, next, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So item number 5, approval of the agenda. We have 2 amendments requested this morning. The first one would be to amend the agenda to move executive session up to item 6. The second item would be to add item 436, which would be an amendment to the pay and class plan for EMA for an administrative coordinator through the animal services from a grade 18 to a grade 21.
All right.
I move to amend the agenda to move to executive session to item number 6 on the agenda and to add item 436 to discuss the pay and class plan for a position in animal services.
Yes, that would be correct.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
All right. I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Okay, and then the next item would be item number 6, executive session.
Madam
And-
Chair,
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. I was going to say for the purpose of discussing personnel.
okay. I make a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing personnel.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
So if we could go close the public session for maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and then we'll return back into public session.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for your patience. favor say aye.
Aye.
And please record for the record that I abstained.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the motion carries.
So item 9, under new business, item 409 is with the Cooperative Environmental Risk Management through the Water Resources Department. This is for a 3-month contract extension to ensure engineering consulting services. It's change order number 9 to contract 2020-18 for asset management not to exceed $50,000. Sewer rehabilitation program not to exceed $250,000. Sewer preventative maintenance not to exceed $125,000. Engineering staff augmentation not to exceed $227,500 for a total of $652,500. This is through December 31st, 2025. Is through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item. And Madam Chair and Commissioners, would you like me to continue to go through the items to vote collectively?
Yes.
All right.
Thank
so
you.
that brings us to item 410 with Reynolds Construction of Georgia LLC through the Water Resources Department. This is the replacement of the ozone generator at Gee's Mill Water Treatment Plant in the amount of $1,582,910 plus a 10% contingency of $158,291 for a total of $1,741,201. This is for 360 days from the notice to proceed through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item. Item 411 is a timely manner medical transportation company through the Superior Court 1 for non-emergency transportation for accountability court participants. This is a fixed pricing per trip, $22 one way per person, with an increase of 10% after hours or holidays. 1 year with option to renew for 2 additional 1-year terms. This is grant funded and through the general fund and is a budgeted item.
Can you clarify on that one? You said grant funded and general fund, so I'm a little confused.
All right, let's pull that one.
Since it's for the accountability court.
It looks like it might be a shared amount. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
We can come back to that. And
Okay,
look at the
thank
answer
you.
from Finance.
Yes, the transmittal form indicates it's both. So, okay. Item 412 is with Motorola Solutions to the Sheriff's Office for a jail APX radio project. The amount is $205,639.76. This is a 4-year term and through the general fund and is a budgeted item.
And Madam, if I could, can we have the Sheriff's Department come forward just to tell us what that equipment will do? Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I'm Captain Harris. This is Captain Lynn. We are jail admin and operations commanders. So we are in desperate need of radios for our detention staff. This amount of money is going to allow us to lease 50 radios. We operate presently with about 18 to 20 deputies on each team, each shift, and they rotate out, but we do not have enough radios to accommodate the staff. Our radios are our lifeline inside of our jail. That's how we communicate to each other, and we're in desperate need. Not only do we need additional radios, but the radios that we presently have will be, what do we call it? End of life.
Yeah.
End of life.
Oh, I see. Okay.
In
How many
year
do you
26.
currently have?
We have about, is it 28
Between
or
20
30?
and 28, also with, that's including assigned radios as well.
Okay. So to increase the number in anticipation of the ward that's opening,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
it would give you enough radios.
Yes,
Okay.
to give each detention deputy a radio. And we won't allow them to take those radios home. We are going to keep them on site. They'll just sign them in and out every
Okay.
day. We don't have enough to even do
But
that.
that way there'll be a
presently.
bank on shift, and then there'll be a bank that's charged for the next shift
Yes.
to come on to rotate over.
Okay. And so can you clarify the amount is for all 4 years or per year?
So the total amount per year would be $51,409.94. and that's for lease. To purchase them all outright would be $179,398.75. But we do realize that the county cannot afford to outright buy or place that purchase. So to break it down, 51,000 we thought would be best to accommodate to. So we budgeted for it, we requested it, and we think it would be less stressful and it would be fiscally responsible for us to lease the radios.
And we will own them after that period of the lease.
Yes, 4 years.
I see. Okay.
So does that lease include maintenance on it? Do they provide maintenance while it's under lease?
If there were any problems or we did have radios that were broken, it does include repair and maintenance.
Replace.
Or
Replacement.
Okay.
And I'll have to verify all of that for each. I believe it does, like Captain Lynn said, though.
Okay. And for
Lease.
clarification from our interim finance director, is a purchase versus the lease better?
For the radio.
Radios.
Mhm.
Looking at the other one for you. What is being proposed, the purchase?
To lease them. To purchase would be $179,398.75 to purchase, but to lease would be $51,409.94 per year, totaling $205,639.76. So it's about 25,000, and that's for the interest per year, which is about $5,000 additional dollars per year.
And the leasing includes maintenance and
Yes.
upkeep.
Yes, ma'am.
But purchase does not?
And the change in
I don't
technology
believe so.
as well is something that's
Right.
public
Upgrades,
safety
yeah.
really has
Okay.
to keep ahead of. It's like as soon as we purchase something, we have to go back and do it again. I know I'm speaking your language right now, right? And so as that turns over, a little bit kind of like we were talking about with the vehicles this morning, but more so that safety is just paramount when it comes to this equipment. And so they really turn that around for you faster, is my understanding.
And this better technology, also we have issues in the jail because of the foundation, the bricks. We are not able to always get a signal, and there's miscommunications or no signal at all, no way to communicate
I see, okay.
inside the building. So
Okay.
the technology will really help us.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
All right, so would you like to take items 409 through 412 now?
I have a question about
Okay.
409,
Okay.
please.
Uh-huh. So would you like Director Peak? Okay. Thanks.
Hey, good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Morning.
Chair, Commissioners.
Question for you.
Yes.
Why are we extending this contract? I know
We
we did
extended it because
before.
we put out a RFP, and right now it hadn't been finalized yet. So we need to extend this contract until we get that contract in place for the RFP. It's been out for bid, and we're just waiting on the bid process to finalize.
Okay, I'm just curious. How long has it been out for bid?
Not sure how long it's been out. I think they're still in the process of finalizing it. I don't think it's been posted yet.
So it has not been.
Right, but I make sure. I don't think it's been posted yet. Because I know I signed off on it maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
So it may not have been posted yet, but I'll definitely find out and let you know.
Okay.
But it is just extend. We need the services to continue. We can't have a lapse in the services. You know, this is all of our main services that we have in water resources.
Okay.
The bids are due September 18th,
September 18th, okay.
so it's out.
So it is posted.
Yes.
Thank you.
Engineering
Chief.
and environmental
Thank you.
consulting. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So hopefully by then we'll have someone. and
Yes,
we'll have to
yes,
keep
absolutely.
extending this.
We
Okay.
should have somebody on board by then.
Thank you. I appreciate
Okay,
it.
you're welcome.
Okay, so would you like to take item 409 through 412 now?
Yes.
Okay.
So I move to approve the contracts for items 409, 410, 411, and 412 as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Item 413 is with Keep America Beautiful through the Board of Commissioners Office for the 2025 Keep America Beautiful Coca-Cola grant in the amount of $5,000. This is no match, and the term is July 1st, 2025 through February 27th, 2026. This is submitted for ratification. Item 414 is with the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, DBHDD, through the Finance Department. This is staffing for the Diversion Center grant. This is change order number 1 to contract 2024-159. This is the de-obligation of $103,180.76. It was previously federally funded but will now be state funded. The term is July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, and this is also submitted for ratification.
So you want to take those together? Madam Chair, I would like to say for 413, that is a grant that was given to Keep Conyers Rockdale Beautiful, the KCRB Committee Council. And I would like to thank Delisha Tillman Sadler for spearheading and getting this grant for our council.
She's excellent. So very good. Congratulations.
So what will the grant be used for? I noticed that it's through February.
We will be using it for our projects. We have to pay for one of the great events that we have coming up is our shredding event. So we have to pay for the trucks for that. So we will use that money towards our recycling events that we have coming up.
Okay.
And Rivers Alive and beautification around the county.
Okay.
Okay, so I move to ratify these grants as presented, 413 and 414 as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Item 415 is with Superior Document Solutions to the Technology Services Department. This is the addition of 1 copier, printer, and upgrades. Change order number 1 to contract 2023-142 in the amount of $11,859.76. This is co-terminus 44 with 44 months remaining through the general fund and is a budgeted item. I will keep going. Okay. Item 416 is with Laz and Associates through the General Services Department for small contract work, small renovations, and construction projects. It's unit pricing for 1 year with option to renew 2 additional 1-year periods. This is various funding accounts and is a budgeted item. Item 417 is with Walter Nunnally through the Superior Court 1 for certified peer specialists, $25 per hour, 1 year, with option to renew 2 additional 1-year periods. This is grant funded and is a budgeted item. Item 418 is with Paula Boyd through the Superior Court 1 for certified peer specialists, $25 per hour, 1 year, with option to renew 2 additional 1-year periods. This is grant funded and is a budgeted item. Item 419 is with Georgia Recreation and Parks Association through the Parks and Recreation Department for the Atlanta Falcons Blank Foundation football grant. The amount is $1,285. This is revenue. The term is September 1st, 2025 through June 1st, 2026. Item 420 is the exemption project doing business as True Roll through the Board of Assessors Office. This is for the Homestead Audit Program software. It's a prorated amount for year 1 in the amount of $19,750. September 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025. Then year 2 is an annual subscription of $39,350. That term is January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. It automatically renews additional successive 1-year terms unless terminated by either party, and either party may terminate within 30 days prior to the start of year 3. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item.
So I have a question about the contract with Paula Boyd. I thought that she was an employee of the county rather than an individual contract. Is that not correct? Okay, because she had asked for that some time ago. Okay.
Any other questions on these items?
No.
Item 415 through 420?
No.
Okay. Would you like to take these now? All right.
So I move to approve these contracts 415 through 420 as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Item 421 is a requisition through the General Services Department for LB Forest CST for additional costs due to price increase in freight, equipment, installation, and labor for relocating Ozark single unit restroom from Wheeler Park to Community Garden. The original PO amount was $14,490. This adds $9,403 for the new purchase order amount of $23,893. This is SPLOST and impact fee funded. This is a budgeted item. Item 422 is a requisition through the Water Resources Department for Delta Municipal Supply for radio read meter change outs for 1,356 Neptune T10 water meter pro coders and Neptune MIU activation. The amount is $499,347. This is SPLOST funded and is a budgeted item. Item 423 is a requisition through the Water Resources Department for engineering strategies for improvements to the Almond Branch wastewater treatment plant in the amount of $82,900. This is through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item. Item 424 is a requisition through the Water Resources Department for Rochester DCCM for Hunters Point topographic survey and utility location. The amount is $16,560 through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item. Item 425 is a requisition through Water Resources for ACOM USA for the Jack Turner Dam trench drain video inspection. It's change order to the existing purchase order. The current purchase order amount is $148,960. There's a request to add $29,755 for a new purchase order total of $178,715 through the Water Enterprise Fund, and this is a budgeted item.
Can we stop right there, please, Madam Chair? Do you mind? Okay, thank you. Because I have a couple questions on a few of these, and I didn't want to go too far. My first one is going to be on 421. General services in reference to moving the restroom.
Is your question the same as mine? Does it really cost that much money to move it a few feet?
It does, actually.
And why are we moving it? I just want to know.
So when we did the Wheeler Park expansion, all the improvements, skate park, the splash pad, and all the rest of that, there's an existing CXT restroom, so it's a concrete structure. So the building itself is obviously very heavy, and it's a single restroom right at the moment located over on the side of the park. If you remember, we talked about the 4-pack, if you remember that one. So in the expansion, we're going to have that much usage. If you've been out there lately, you see there's a lot of people using that park. So one restroom doesn't really accommodate that. Rather than tear a building down or we're able to reuse the building so we don't waste the cost of the building, it's a modular building. You can pick it up, disconnect it from the sewer connections, move it to any location, and we're putting the 4-pack, the 4 stall restroom in its place on that same spot, reusing the water, reusing the power, reusing the sewer connection, the septic connection. The new restroom, we had identified a couple different places with Parks and Recreation, but one of them was about halfway on the trail over back by the demonstration garden and the community garden that we talked about earlier. So by putting it over there, it gets the same restroom for trail users as well as any of the staff that's over there that work in the parks too, as well as the master gardeners and the public can come out to the community garden. That's been one of their requests for many, many years. So this way we accommodate it. This change order is for the crane. They have to set up a crane. They pick it up because it's going not just a few feet. It's going on the other side of the park or halfway. They have to put it on a flatbed. They have to drive around to the side. Then they have to take the crane. They have to reset it up, take it down, and then set it back in place. So it's a fraction of the cost of a new restroom, but it's a series of events that they have to do with some very large equipment, and that's why it costs that much.
So where's the increase in freight? Freight for?
The freight is for that flatbed truck that it's not freight in terms of shipping it to another location. It's the freight for that piece of equipment, that truck and that driver, and it is driving it around the corner, but you can't put it on a crane and drive it across the park that way. That's just not safe. So they have to put it on a flatbed and then drive it over there. So,
thank you.
Any other questions?
No, I was just wondering why they added the 94.
So
Yeah.
the reason
If it was already in the plan.
It was in the plans when they had priced this out in 2023. We had a few delays due to the civil engineering on the thing, so it's 2 different years of escalation, and that's when they came back to us. They said, hey, you're not moving it in 2023, you're moving it at the end of 2025. So that was the escalation that they
So when do we put it there?
The restroom itself?
Mhm.
That was probably maybe 2018, 2019. Might have been earlier than that. It's been there for quite a while. But the change order, when we started planning Wheeler Park, we were going to go ahead and move that to a different location, and that was what we're going to put it on the other side of Wheeler Park. But after consulting with Parks and Recreation, they didn't need 2 restrooms right there. They really had the need for the restroom down the trail a little bit. So there's a few other items that they had to do from what was originally planned.
And that's going to be hidden. So this includes signage because it's not. And it's on the side.
If you're
it's not
walking
in
on
open.
the trail, I guess, but
But on
because
the other
other
part,
bathrooms at Maxell were there in the tennis center, but
Yeah.
I'm saying sign. I mean, you would know if you expected it on that side of the
So
parking lot.
Yeah, so if
You wouldn't be over there by the garden.
it'll be over
It's
there by the
a whole
garden.
building in between the area and the garden.
Yes,
which
so
is
where the garden
Restoration
is and you
House.
have the trail, this is going to be just on the other side of the trail.
Right. You would have to be doing the trail in order to know that the restroom was back there. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
right. I'd like to go ahead and take that item and make a motion.
Take 421 by itself? Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
And I'd like to make a motion to defer this item as presented.
Okay.
I second the motion, Madam Chair.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you
Very
want to
good.
take 422
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, sorry.
I had one more question.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Yeah, sure.
For 423. Yep.
Yes, Commissioner.
And this is for a consultant to.
Yes.
We know what the issue is, right? I'm just making sure I'm reading this correctly.
No, our consultant will come in and they will actually go through the whole facility, our Arm and Branch treatment facility. And once they go through this facility, right now we're not getting all of the capacity out of the plant that we are slated to get out of the plant because it's an old facility. So they're going to come in and they're going to find all of the deficiencies to try to get this plant back up to be able to meet the status of getting all the capacity that the plant should be putting out. Right now, we're not putting out the total capacity at that particular plant. So it is a consultant that will come in.
Okay, and then would this consultant connect us with a person to do this work? Is that what they're going to be doing?
To perform the work.
Or do they do it?
Actually, we're dealing with ESG. So the consultant is in concert with ESG. ESG we already have on board. ESG manages this particular plant. So ESG probably would be the one performing the work. Part of the contract that we already have. Although it will cost us, more once we find out what's all wrong with the plant. But ESG is part of the team because this is the plant that they manage.
So we have to have a consultant to tell us about what somebody else is already managing, not doing, but they're going to be the people that's going to repair it.
Yes, ma'am. It's a professional consulting firm that can actually, and this is what they do. This is their specialty. We do understand that ESG is managing a particular plant, but we want to make sure that we're getting this particular plant back up to capacity. So we want to have a third party person to come in since ESG is managing it on a daily basis we want to have a third party to come in and actually tell us everything that we need to do.
Well, in my opinion, this is not a third party, especially when they work with ESG, who are the people
Right.
that's
Well,
on the
let me say this. They don't necessarily work with ESG, but contract, so maybe that was the wrong word. And they don't work with ESG. It's an outside contractor. That's not part of ESG.
All right.
Right. So I think it was just the wrong wording.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you want to take items separately, or you want to take them collectively? What is the board's?
Sounds like separately. for that
Separately?
one.
So 422 first?
Yes.
Okay, we'll just do separately. 422.
So I move to approve this requisition as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
And then item 423.
Madam Chair, I move to defer this one.
I second that motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Would you like to take item 424 and 425 collectively?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
I move to approve 424 and 425.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Item 426 is a requisition through the Water Resources Department for Vortex Services to install 70 new manhole frames and covers. The amount is $142,100. This is through the Water Enterprise Fund and it is a budgeted item. Would you like me to keep going?
Yes.
Okay. Item 427 is an expenditure request through Motorola Solutions for the Emergency Management Agency for the Flex CAD Maintenance E911. The amount is $74,738.73. This is through the Emergency 911 Telephone Fund and is a budgeted item. Item 428 is an expenditure request through Granicus LLC for the Technology Services Department. This is for the renewal of services for managing, tracking, and automating the agenda items. The amount is $38,368.11. This is through the general fund. Guess we'll stop right there.
Yeah.
Items 426 through 428.
And can we hear from Director Moore Jackson about the expenditure request, item 428, please? And I just had a quick question for you. Can
Yes,
you
ma'am.
tell us how this program is necessary for managing, tracking, and automating agenda items for exactly what we're doing today for the Board of Commissioners?
Yes, because prior to now, this has been a completely manual process. From the process of all of the departments submitting the documents. So now this is actually starting to automate the process, where now they're actually completing the forms online and everything is being signed online.
Okay. Our goal is more streamlining in government.
Yes,
so.
and eliminating more paper and automating the whole process, which eventually will lead to even more transparency for the citizens.
And great sustainability. Thank
Yes.
you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, items 426 through 428.
All right. I make a motion to approve items 426 through 428.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. The motion carries.
And Madam Chair, Commissioners, Chief Sanders has a response on the general fund and grant fund program you had a question about.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
so it's multiple grants. That's why you see all of those account numbers totaling about 30,000 in there for the different accountability courts. So it's 100% paid from the grant funds, and then they do have money budgeted in general fund if they run over. So that's what it is. So until the grant funds run out, it's 100% paid.
Okay. And will we get notification before it runs out? Just because that sounds like a new way that we're doing things.
This
for
one's
that
a little
program.
different because it's for multiple accountability, but yes, we'll know. Austin is the one that gave me the answer, and he tracks the grants and when they run out, they're required to report on it. So yes, we will
Very
know.
good. Thank you.
All right, item 429 is surplus of equipment through the Technology Services Department. And again, as a reminder, you may visit all of our surplus of equipment at www.govdeals.com.
Madam Chair, are we still going? Are we stopping here?
I think we should stop here before
we
the
can.
next one.
Yes.
Madam Chair, I move to declare these items surplus as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
So item 430 is the appointment of our new Chief Financial Officer for the Finance Department. And I believe Director Holmes had a few things that she wanted to say.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Javid is actually watching, so that's why I definitely wanted to make sure. He wasn't able to be here this morning, but I definitely wanted to, this afternoon, share some information about item number 430. It is the proposed appointment for Mr. Javid Majid as the Chief Financial Officer of Rockdale County. Mr. Majid brings over 3 decades of public sector financial leadership, including his most recent role as the CFO for the city of Chattanooga and a distinguished 35-year tenure with Salt Lake County. His deep expertise spans budgeting, debt management, fiscal policy, and financial reporting, making him exceptionally qualified to guide the county's financial strategy. In addition to his executive experience, Mr. Majid has contributed to higher education as an adjunct faculty member and remains an active member of the Government Finance Officers Association. Rockdale County will benefit greatly from his proven leadership, financial acumen, and commitment to public service. Thank you.
I move to approve this appointment as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. The motion carries, and we look forward to welcoming him very soon.
Thank you. His first official day will be next week after Labor Day. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Item 431 is with the Public Facilities Authority. These are 2 reappointments, Darlene Hotchkiss and Judge William Todd. The term is September 1st, 2025 through August 31st, 2028. These are the appointments from the Chief Superior Court Judge.
Madam Chair, I move to approve these reappointments as presented.
I second the motion.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Item 432 are budget amendment requests. A is to the Public Relations Department for the general fund to transfer Keep Conyers Rockdale Beautiful budget from Public Relations to the Board of Commissioners. The amount is $3,800. B is to the Board of Assessors Office through the general fund to transfer from contingency to professional services for homestead audit in the amount of $19,750.
I move to approve these requests as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second, and I did want to make a comment. I know that we are transferring that money from the PR department to Keep Conyers Rockdale Beautiful. I hope that will match with the other $1,200 to give you guys a good footing in your efforts to improve Rockdale County. And I appreciate your leadership and the commitment of the members of that team. I did want to say that I hope that will also be great leverage for future grants that are written, that the county is a part of that. So
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
So with that, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Item 433 is a resolution to amend resolution number 2025-05 that imposed a moratorium adopted on March 14, 2025. This resolution will apply only to developments with more than 1 lot, removing the appeal process, leaving the effective date of the moratorium unchanged, and extending the moratorium through March 2026 while Rockdale County considers changes to its code.
Madam Clerk, can we get clarification? Will this, does this limit rezonings at this time?
If it is residential, yes.
Okay. If it's agriculture, moving to anything residential? it
Anything
would be-
residential. It won't
Okay.
affect commercial, that kind of thing, but
Okay.
residential, yes.
All right, very good.
Madam Chair, I move to approve this resolution as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 The motion carries.
Item 434 is a resolution of the Rockdale County Board of Commissioners to authorize updated stormwater fees.
I move to approve this resolution as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Item 435 are policies for fees. This would be policy 2005-3-11 as amended through the Planning and Development Department. However, the request has come through the department for allow more time to review these fees. So if the board would consider deferring this item to their next board meeting.
Madam Chair, I move to defer this item until our next board meeting.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. And I'm opposed. Thank you. All right.
All right, item 436 is the pay a class amendment through the EMA department for an admin coordinator through the Animal Services Division from a grade 18 to a grade 21.
I move to approve this pay and class plan change as presented. Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
And I would like to request of the board to amend your agenda to include item 437. This would be the end of an appointment for the Public Relations Director, Melissa Mims, effective today. So if I could get a motion to amend your agenda, and then we can take action on the item.
I move to amend the agenda to include item 437. Madam Chair, I second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Item 437 is the end of appointment for the Public Relations Director, Melissa Mims, effective today.
So I move to end the appointment of our Public Relations Director, Melissa Mims, effective today. Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. All right, at this time, we have board comment. Dr. Williams?
Sure. Let me get my stuff situated here. Okay, so this last week, Global Growers Network had a big celebration out at their agricultural space, and they are the very first farm to secure ownership of agricultural land through the Conservation Fund's Farms Fund program. So it's held in an agricultural conservation easement by Athens Land Trust, and the land will forever be protected as working farmland in Rockdale County. They had a really nice celebratory brunch out at the farm. It's really a beautiful location. It's hard to believe that we have something this awesome right here in Rockdale County. You don't even really notice it because it's kind of down some back roads, but it's 22 acres. There's some great crops growing already. The flowers were beautiful. They are a nonprofit, and they lease space to different farmers. They also train them on how to be organic farmers and the process that needs. So it was a really nice event. Let's see. What do we have here? Okay, I ran into a woman this last weekend who was telling me about a new Georgia law that I was unaware of that became effective July 1st of 2025. It's House Bill 331, and it's a law to shut down puppy mills. And so no longer can you find dogs or cats or rabbits in parking lots or roadsides or flea markets or parks for sale. That's now illegal. Legal pet adoptions are still allowed from licensed animal shelters, private homes and businesses, veterinarians, sanctioned breed club and 4-H events, and prearranged meetings at police stations. But I did not realize that there was now a law, so I appreciated the information and thought I would pass that on and share that. The library had a big celebration this week too. It was a week of celebrations in our community. The library had an e-read kids. They have a e-read kids digital library that has thousands of electronic and audio books, and they were recognized as the top library system in the state for the number of children using those e-read services, which I thought was really fun because, you know, as a kid growing up in Central California, the library was just vital to everything that we did. And my sister and I always had this competition at the summer reading program. And so I love to know that that type of summer reading program still exists today, and kids are still really involved. And our kids in Rockdale are reading a lot, and that says a lot. I think it says something about our school system. I think it says something about our families who are getting those children to the library. I just think I thought it was a really great honor for Rockdale County.
We have a video.
Oh, a video, okay.
So I'm Britt Osborne, the Assistant Director at Nancy Gwinnett Memorial Library, and today we are commemorating the achievement of Conyers Rockdale Library System, achieving the #1 circulating population of the e-read kids collection, a statewide collection of ebooks and streaming audiobooks for children that is available to every library card holder in Georgia. The kids of Rockdale County beat out the kids of all the other counties for the #1 use of this collection. And so if you've never used it before, you come down to Nancy Gwinnett Memorial Library and get your library card and just log on to our website and just access this multitude of ebooks available to everybody.
I'm so excited about this celebration for the Conyers Rockdale Library System because they are doing such phenomenal things and doing it in such a big way that benefits our children and our community.
Congratulations to our Conyers Nancy Gwynn Library on your accomplishment, and also congratulations to all the students who participated and gave us this honor.
It was really an awesome event. Also, we have this coming Thursday, August 28th, is the International Overdose Awareness Day. The Rockdale community joins together for guest speakers, family recognition, a moment of silence, Narcan demonstration and kits, education on overdose, and addiction resources. This has been going on for a number of years, and it is part of our Rockdale County Stepping Up initiative that supports this. So I believe we have a video for that also. Hello, I'm Dr. Doreen Williams, Post 2 Commissioner for Rockdale County. I've had the distinct honor of serving this community since 2015. From the very beginning, my platform has focused on mental health, education, and substance use recovery. Through initiatives like the Stepping Up Initiative, we have worked to connect individuals with the resources they need to build better lives. As we observe overdose awareness, Rockdale County stands in solidarity with those impacted by addiction. Overdoses continue to claim lives across our nation and right here in our own community. These are our neighbors, friends, and family members, and every life lost is one too many. If you or someone you know is in crisis, please don't wait. Help is available. You can call the National Helpline 988. It's free, confidential, and available 24/7. We all have a role to play, whether it's checking in on the loved one, reducing stigma by talking openly about addiction, or getting involved in local outreach. Rockdale County remains committed to building a strong network of care. Together, we can save lives and strengthen our community. The next thing on my list today, this probably will cover lots for the next month, is my 7th annual nonprofit appreciation brunch is coming up on Thursday, September 25th, out at Costley Mill Park. And Jeff Beach will be our keynote speaker with the theme of celebrating community, collaboration, and impact. So we have a video for that. Hi, I'm Dr. Doreen Williams, Rockdale County Commissioner Post 2, and I am so excited to share with you that we have our upcoming 7th annual Nonprofit Appreciation Brunch. It will be September 25th from 10 to 12 out at the Costley Mill Event Center. This event is held every year to honor the invaluable work that our nonprofits do here in Rockdale County. We could not survive without them. When you see the flyer, please register and share with others, and we will see you soon. And I have one last item, which is our Memory Cafe. We held our first Memory Cafe and the kickoff for that on August 13th at JP Carr Community Room. And that, of course, is in conjunction with the senior services. Susan has given me a cape. Let's see if I can put this on. A Superman cape and glasses. Because I have been a big proponent of having this memory cafe. We have a schedule out all the way through January of 2027.
Oh, wow.
And there will be activities, there will be resources and speakers and a chance for those living with dementia to get involved, and those caregivers to share with each other and support each other. They will also, it'll also be an opportunity to just remember that there's a lot, that the number of folks with dementia and other, Alzheimer's is the primary one, there's other kinds of dementia, is increasing because our population is aging, and it's increasing. Also, there was another thought in my head, and maybe it will pop in. Should I have something else? I know there's something else. Okay, well, let's do the video. Maybe I'll remember that last thought.
Hello, I'm Commissioner Tawanya Smith, and I'm here at the inaugural event for the Memory Cafe. At the cafe, it is for caregivers of people with dementia can come together, talk, and be resources for each other. This event will be held once a month, and it's going to be at JP Carr. This is a collaborative effort with our Commissioner, Doreen Williams, and our Senior Services Division of our Parks and Recreation.
I am very pleased to introduce you to what I refer to as our champion. And our champion is Commissioner Dr. Doreen Williams, and she is the person that brought this to Rockdale County.
Deputy Director Morgan and I actually attended a memory cafe in Roswell, Georgia, and saw what they were doing, and we thought, we need to do something like this. Those who were caregivers just chatting with each other, like just so needing to just share and to visit. Those that were living with dementia, I loved it. They were so funny. They were making jokes. Since that time, my husband has been diagnosed with mild cognitive disorder. And when he was really sick, it was very evident that he could not process and put things together. And so I was really glad then that I had some skills in learning how to just respond and not get frustrated and answer these questions over and over again. So I am just really pleased to see each of you here.
Hi, my name is Malcolma Brown Kahu. I'm a resident here at Rockdale County. I am here at the J.P. Carr Center for the kickoff of our very first Memory Cafe here in Rockdale County. Come out and join them. It has been an amazing day to see everyone here who is interested in finding ways to spend time with their loved ones in a very safe and enjoyable atmosphere. I shared my story today about my beloved husband Kenneth and I, and how having FTD changed our life, but it also gave me the opportunity to share our story with others, to hopefully minimize some of the trauma they may go through with their loved ones, with having some of the resources and information that I was able to share. So please come out to J.P. Carr once a month at 3 p.m. and become a part of the Memory Cafe. If you can't do it, find someone else who can be able to get information and be able to love on each other at this cafe. Thank you.
Okay, so I remembered, which means I don't have dementia. Because if you have it, you don't usually recall it. There were over 60 people at that event, and 30 people have signed up to participate in the memory cafes. You saw Malcolma Brown speak. She is actually the one that introduced me to the fact that there are more kinds of dementia than Alzheimer's. Her husband and her actually had visited with me in my office several years ago. He had frontotemporal dementia, and she was responsible. If you've seen the Caroline carts at Kroger and Publix and Walmart, they are a special kind of cart for those that have lost their muscle capacity, that they can strap them in and still go grocery shopping with you. So I think of her every time I see those carts. So look for those carts and know that one of our citizens advocated with those different stores to purchase those because they're very expensive. So those are my comments for today.
Thank you very much.
And just to add to that about the cart, if you don't see it, they probably have it. I know BJ does have it, she said. They lock them up because they want them, to be available for those who actually need them. So if you don't see them, ask them about it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Not much. Just thank you to the citizens that came out to the GDOT River Trail Extension meetings that we had around town. We appreciate hearing your feedback, those in support and those in opposition. We just need to hear everything. Thank you so much for coming out for that. And also to let you know that Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones is offering a mobile office. It's going to be August 27th, which is tomorrow, from 10 to 2 at our library. And if you would like to attend, they ask that you RSVP. And you can do this with Luke Hetland. And his email address is luke.hetland, HETLAND, @ltgov.ga.gov. And more information about that should be on our library website. And also, every Friday through Congressman David Scott's office, we offer constituent services at our library from 10 to 2, and that is every Friday. And I would like to leave you with this: make the right decisions so you can live with your past. And those are my comments. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'd like to first make sure that people are aware of the fact that this year we will have a Veterans Day parade. That will be on Saturday, November 8th, right before Veterans Day, which is Tuesday, November 11th. So on November 8th, the parade will be at 2 p.m. and it will start near the Rockdale County High School, where staging for parades normally starts. And then the path will be all the way down Main Street to the Methodist Church, the First United Methodist Church. So a team of people have been working on this and meeting for several months, and it should be a fantastic event. We are also working on other activities that will help us elevate and show ourselves as a patriotic community. So we hope citizens will join us in displaying their patriotism with flags at their home, flags at their businesses, and other ways. We are working on a Purple Heart community application, so that is in progress. And we are almost finished with getting the flyers and the rest of the information out for the event. So we hope that we will have teams that will come out and participate in the parade. So if your business or nonprofit or group, which is everything from our JROTC programs in the high schools to our local bands, but other groups are also welcome. So we hope that you will participate in those, and so please look for information and details to come. I also wanted to mention that we have been working with code enforcement to continue making Rockdale beautiful. And so going in the neighborhoods, we want to make sure that we are clear about communication of what code enforcement's role is. We want to be proactive in our community and make sure our citizens are aware of the expectations. So, if you have cars parked in your yard, on the grass, side of your house, those kind of things, certainly our code is that it should be in a driveway or roadway. Additionally, cars that are not operating and are not tagged are not allowed in Rockdale County. So please make sure that those are properly handled. We also are working on a series of notifications so that when we do visit communities, that there is notification by signs at the front of the entryway. And we are looking for volunteers for our cleanup projects that will be going on, and that date is to be announced. So volunteers for cleanup could be individuals in the community. It could also be nonprofits, and it could be churches. And so reach out to us because we'd love for you to be involved. And then I do want to mention that I was not able to attend the library event last week, but I am a big fan of the library and always have. My children regularly went when they were younger and are now lifelong readers, I'm proud to say. I also wanted to say that I was out of town last week doing some training and work with the Atlanta Regional Commission's LINK trip. And so I was able to be with other chairs from other communities, and I learned a lot from my peers. And so in that training and activities, I was able to go to Tacoma Park, Maryland, and see the ways that they are a sustainable community and some of the innovative things they're doing there, as well as we had panels throughout the day in the time that I was there that focused on data centers, making sure they're sustainable, We also talked about legislative moves that we could make to strengthen our expectation of data centers in the community. We also had a panel on energy sources and the need that we will see in the future for our support of AI. And so very, very informative sessions. We also talked about homelessness and some of the things that are practical in other communities, and it was definitely good advice for us as we continue to work on that issue. All right, and with that being said, that is concludes my comments, and at this time I'd like to adjourn our meeting. Thank you for your attendance today.
Thank you. Give us a couple minutes.